What's up guys? Welcome again to another tutorial video. So we're gonna talk about the standard derivation or standard deviation, which is a statistic data that we can use to analyze some distributions such as our guild score. So as you can see here, it's the measure of the amount of variation or dispersion of a set of value. That means that it's the average of the gap between a data and the average of the distribution. So if, for instance, my average is 4.84 galactic point, I'm going to calculate the gap between the member number 1 and the average. I'm going to take that number and I'm going to do this 50 times, and I'm going to do an average of those gaps. And that's going to give me my standard derivation. So a low standard deviation, as it's written here, which means that the values tends to be close to the average. Although an high standard derivation indicates that the values are spread out. So here is a normal distribution. This is not a normal distribution for our guild, but I took this picture because it represents what I'm trying to say. So let's say this is the average, and let's say I am 0.5 sigma from the average. I'm gonna be here because I'm above, or I'm 0.5 sigma below the average. I'm gonna be here. So you can have a distribution like that. So that would be a low sigma. So with a low sigma, people tend to be closer to the average. And this is this curve here looks like our guild actually. We have a spread distribution of value for the guild power, not the guild power, the galactic power, and the score. So that is why, in my opinion, we keep losing in territory war, because if we match against a team that has such distribution, they are more narrow around their global roster, let's say. So even the lower members here are able to score attacks, while we are big scorers here, like Dukaxa and The Last Jedi and Bam Bam and Oh My God and so on. But we have very low rosters here, like Jabba, like I think it's Home Warrior or Hot Money, I don't remember, and on and on and on. So what we need to do, in my opinion, because that's our guild here. So some people have huge sigmas, like 2.34 times the sigma away from the average. In the positive, that means somebody has a really high score from the average, and that's the bottom. Some people are very low, so we want to cut here and here. So we do not want to kick people from the guild, as we know. But the way to narrow this is to get some new members that are closer to the average. So the closer to the average we get the new member, the smaller those numbers will get. So we will look more like this instead of looking like this. And we will be able to score more equally some attack banners in territory war. More of our member will be able to respond to the orders and to what we need to accomplish. Because right now, some people look at the orders and they're just like, wow, I would like to use my fucking Dark Raven, but I don't have it, okay? So, yeah, that's how I see it from a statistic point of view. And once again, I'm sorry for my accent and the lack of vocabulary in English. I tried to get better. So that's it. That's it for today.